Hi everyone, this is module number 149 for the subject of strategic human resource management. And in this module, we will talk about a system perspective or systems perspective about the nature of relationship between the employee and the employer. And I hope you people recall that in the last three modules, we talked about the unitary perspective, the pluralistic perspective, and the Marxist perspective. A philosopher who lived in Germany for during the period of 1818 to 1883. So these different perspectives actually enhance our understanding about the complexities involved in the employment relationship or the relationship between employee and the employer. Interestingly, some people see that there is no point of conflict between the employee and the employer, and both parties' interests are unified, and both parties' interests are in one thing that is common, whatsoever it is. According to the pluralistic perspective, both parties have different interests, different objectives, and definitely the conflict is inevitable. Marx's perspective added to it that this is not about the employees and this is not about the employers only. It is because the society has divided where the rich has something to offer and the poor has something to offer. Rich has only thing to offer is the money for the labor, while the poor has only thing to offer is the labor. Why that division that the labor do not have resources? So that is because of the capitalism. So definitely capitalism is a large subject, and it is not possible to cover that subject in a short modules. So and that is not also the subject of a strategic human resource management. That is something about the economics. So the system approach was developed by Dunlop J in 1958, and under this perspective, individuals are part of an ongoing but independent social systems. So according to this perspective, in brief, it is the social system that drive the employment relationship. You remember when we were talking about the sources of employment contract. We talked about some legal sources, and we also talked about something like custom and practice. So that custom and practice is based on what Dunlop J thought about what could be the sources of conflict in the relationship between an employee and an employer. So the behavior of individuals are shaped by the culture of the society. According to that, whether it is the employer or whether it is the employee, their behaviors are shaped by the society or the culture of the society. So the three elements of system approach are input, process, and output. Society provides cues to or influence individuals' behavior, how one should act in a situation. So, making it short for you guys to understand that the employees who are working in any organization, actually they are members of a society. They are coming from a society. What is valued in the society, or how your society at large is behaving, the same behavior will be displayed by the individuals at work. On the other hand, also, the employer is also somebody from your society. So, how the employer will treat the employees and how the employees will treat their employer, or how the employment contract will be managed, it is based on the norms of the society. If in the norms of the society there is a loyalty, and then you will see there is a loyalty of employees and between the employees and the employer. If in the society there is a lack of loyalty to different things, and somebody is more loyal to the only personal interest rather than what is good or what they should be, then as a result there will be a conflict. So the Dunlop concept is very important in understanding that the organizations in a society are very similar to the society. Um, Let me give you one example, and we wind up this module. Um, let's say the organizations in the Western world, they operate differently. The organizations in the Eastern world, they operate differently. For example, in Japan, most of the employees, when they join an organization, they stay with that organization until their last day, or until they don't get retired from that organization. Mostly. Definitely, we can't say that everybody. At the same time, in the Western world, the employees, they just keep on moving from one organization to another organization, and they don't see any reason to be that much loyal to an organization that they should stay with one organization with one organization forever. They say, okay, this is fine. I offer you my labor, my skills, you paid me, and we have exchanged what you had, what we have. So let's move on. If I have a better opportunity, I should move on, and there is nothing morally wrong in it. While in Japan or in some other Eastern countries, it is considered that, oh, I have helped you when I gave you the job when you didn't have a job. So because of this thing, I should stay with this employer for rest of my life. So what is your society and how your society is composed? This is what you see in the employment relationships between an employee and the employer in every country. Thank you.